The truth is that men need this book because and there are a lot of things, Martin, but one of the things that men tend to believe is that we can do it ourselves. We don't need help. Um, I'll figure it out is the common refrain from a lot of men. And more often than not, we're not deceived by lies. We willingly sin. We willingly step into stuff, figuring that we'll work it out. So if we'd have a chance to interview Adam, for example, sit down on a rock outside the garden after he'd been expunged, and we would ask him, did you know when you took the fruit after your wife had taken the fruit that you were doing the wrong thing? What would he say?
Right.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. The book is divided into six sections: lies we believe about God, lies we believe about marriage, about sexuality, about the world, all kinds of things like that. But at the end of the day, this is about men who in many cases know the truth. There's something built into our hearts, into our minds, that God has put there that says, this is right and this is wrong. The subtitle of this book is really the secret to it. It's the truth that sets us free. So who wants to be in bondage? Who says, you know what, I think I'll choose prison over an open meadow that I can run in? Give me those bars. That sounds great. No, we prefer freedom over bondage. But believing lies puts us in bondage. And you just look at the scripture and it's filled with admonitions that sin enslaves us. The book of Romans, chapter 5, the Apostle Paul talks about the choices we have to to believe or not to believe, for good and for evil, and we choose evil, we'll pay the price. I mean, every single time. And so, how much better to be warned of this before it's too late, and reach a guy as a friend, a reader, and say, man, I would love to be able to help you avoid the pain that you're about to experience as a result of you believing these lies. So transparency, that is my willingness to own up to what I've done, to my sin, and then I've got to look for somebody or look to somebody who I can trust with what I've just discovered about myself. So, the story in the Gospels, two men come to the temple to pray, right? And one stands there and he's self-righteous. He's the elder brother. He's good to go. And another man who falls on his face and pleads with the Lord to be merciful to him because he's a sinner. And Jesus said, who went away from the temple forgiven? Well, the guy who was willing to admit to himself and then to the Father where he was and where he had fallen short. So those are the requirements. Those are essential.